As you probably can see, I'm out in nature again. It's a cold winter day. It's extremely cold actually. There's been a lot of records, cold records in Norway the last 2 days. I live on the west coast, so it's not that cold. We've been all the way down to -10, but in Oslo it's been over 30, -30 degrees, and north in the country it's been all the way up to -45 degrees, so it's extremely cold. But the weather is beautiful, the sun is low in the sky, it's the middle of the day, so not perfect conditions to be out and record especially. But today I'm out actually because 2 years ago I did a video with my Sony FDR comparing it to the GoPro Hero 10, and that was a really popular video, actually the most viewed video I had so far. And I always test my Sony FDR against other action camera because I still love that camera. It's pretty good. It's from 2016, so it's not new, but it has some, I don't know, it's just something about it. So here you can see my Sony FDR, a fantastic little camera, which I actually love. It's not perfect in any way. The menu system is kind of a mess, but you can shoot all the way up to 4K, so it's a pretty good camera, and it's fun to test it against other action cameras because it's hard to get this camera now. A lot of people has told me that it's difficult to get it, and if they buy it they won't sell it, and I'm never gonna sell this camera. So the reason why I'm doing this video is actually because of the Insta360 Ace Pro. I just wanted to test my Sony FDR against this camera. The Insta360 Ace Pro is a pretty good camera, but it's not perfect in any way. Is it better than the GoPro Hero 10? Probably a little bit better than GoPro. Is it better than the Action 4? Not. Is it better than the Sony FDR? It's probably a little bit better. It should be. The sensor size is much bigger. This is a brand new camera. But still, there's something about the Sony FDR that just make the image so pleasing. What I don't like about the Ace Pro is actually the color. The color seems to be kind of strange, and the focus on this camera isn't perfect in any ways. I really hope that Insta360 will do some kind of firmware update to it because it's actually needed. But of course it's a cool camera with a flip-up screen, which is fantastic actually. It's pretty nice when you're out vlogging. On the Sony FDR X3000 you don't have any screens at all. You just need to make sure to point the lens towards you and you're probably in frame. 4K 30 wide, that's the maximum field of view you can get with recording in 4K up to 30 frames. In 1080p you can choose between narrow and medium and wide, I think. But 4K looks best. It's a little bit hard to find the right adjustment on the Sony FDR. It's much easier with the menu system on the Ace Pro. It's just easy to find it. It's a much better menu system on the Insta360 Ace Pro compared to the Sony FDR. But it's from 2016. I really hope that Sony will give us an upgrade to this camera. I think they have an action camera called RX something, but I don't know, it's a cube and it looks kind of strange and quite costly. So I really hope that Sony will give us an action camera, an upgrade to the Sony FDR X3000, maybe X4000, and probably in the same form factor as this one. It would be great if you can have a flip out screen on an X4000, but maybe to the side instead of up like this. The Sony FDR X3000 is not waterproof, but I'm pretty sure you can film in light rain, but just make sure to dry it. The Insta360 Ace Pro is of course waterproof down to 10 meters without a case. You have flat color profile on the Ace Pro, it doesn't look good at all. And on the Sony FDR you have some kind of natural and vibrant color profile. So is there a massive difference between these two cameras? It should be, I really hope so. I just did some some short clips. It's not easy to get any good image in this kind of weather, so it's probably not the best test to do, but I just want to compare the image and see. So tell me down in the description which of these two cameras you prefer. Is the Ace Pro a massive upgrade to the little Sony FDR X3000? Is there any reason to upgrade from a camera like this? In my opinion, often when you're out filming, it all depends on what you film, the story you're filming. But of course, as an action camera, the Ace Pro is a much better camera, just because it's waterproof. And I really like the magnetic mounting system on this. But like I said, I did a test with the Sony FDR, with my GoPro Hero 10 and GoPro Hero 12, and also my Action 4. The DJI Action 4 is actually my favorite action camera of them all. It's so good. It's much better than the Insta360 Ace Pro, and definitely better than the GoPro Hero 10 and 12. But we just have to see how the image is. I really hope that the Ace Pro crushes the Sony FDR X3000. I don't think so, because there's something about the look of the image, especially when the lighting condition is good. It just looks so pleasing to see the image from the Sony FDR X3000. It just looks good. All action camera has some kind of fake look to it. It just look unnatural. But there's something about the Sony FDR just make me wanna often choose this camera over anything else. But of course, when I'm out and gonna do different kind of activities, it's always great to have a camera that is waterproof and a little bit more rugged than the Sony FDR X3000. But this camera is always in my camera bag, always, and I often use it. And the audio is pretty good on this camera. The audio is pretty good on the Ace Pro too. But I just really hope that Insta360 will do some firmware update to this camera, because it's needed. And it's only 8-bit, this is probably 8-bit too. And that's kind of strange if you think about the Action 4, which is a 10-bit camera. And the same sensor size and all of that. Maybe it's because of the hardware inside the camera, but they should do this to a 10-bit camera and give us a much better log profile. It's a fun camera, it is. So I don't want to criticize this, because I think it's cool that the Insta360 and other camera brands are doing something to compete against GoPro and DJI, because we need it. We need the competition. So we just have to wait and see how the image is. Of course, I'm gonna do a test in better weather situations, because it's much easier to compare the image then. This is pretty hard for any camera. The sun is low, a lot of shadows, and the colors are really boring in winter. Like I said, I did a test 2 years ago. It was a pretty nice day in September, so it was late summer. It's winter now, January, so it's quite difficult to get good image and of course see the beautiful colors we have here in Norway. So tell me what you think. We're gonna do some side-by-sides just to compare the cameras and see. So sitting down and just relaxing. It's cold, it's -6 degrees, and I'm out, like I said, testing the Insta360 Ace Pro against the Sony FDR X3000. There's just something about the X3000, and I just really like the image quality from the camera, especially when the conditions are good. Sometimes it can be a little bit unstable, but usually the image looks quite good. The Ace Pro is a pretty good camera, but sometimes the focus seems to be kind of strange. It seems to be focusing more on the background than the foreground. You have face priority on this camera, but I only think that's because of exposure and stuff like that. On the Sony FDR X3000 you have actually no idea how the image looks like. But I did many tests with the Sony FDR against DJI Action 4, GoPro Hero 12, GoPro Hero 10, and it's a fantastic camera. So watch all of those videos. I'm gonna link the clips down below. But how does it compare to the Ace Pro? The Ace Pro is a brand new camera. It's a pretty good camera. It's not the GoPro killer. It's better than GoPro, so it's probably a GoPro killer, but it's not better than my DJI cameras, and I'm really looking forward to see if it's much better than the Sony FDR X3000, which is from 2016. The Ace Pro is from 2023, so it's brand new. It should be a massive difference. The Ace Pro can record up to 4K 30, and actually you can record up to 8K, but I don't see the point of using that at all. And of course the Ace Pro has some cool and fun functions, like you can do some AI stuff with the Insta360 app, which is a really good app actually. You can start and stop recording and find a clip again and start recording again, so it has a bunch of cool things. It records in HDR, and I don't think you can turn off HDR in 4K up to 30. The Sony FDR X3000 doesn't have HDR at all. You only have natural color profile and vibrant, and that's it. But a lot of people are using the Sony FDR X3000. A lot of big YouTubers really love this camera, and it has pretty good audio, so it's just a light, easy to use camera. It's not waterproof. It can probably handle a little bit of splash, but nothing more than that. The Ace Pro is a waterproof camera, and that's just awesome. So if you're going to do a bunch of action sports, I highly recommend, of course, the Ace Pro. But the Sony FDR is from more than enough. And remember that the point of the camera is to tell a story. It's not all cool functions and fun stuff and a lot of gimmicks. Of course, for people that are doing TikTok and Reels and Shorts and stuff like that, you can do really cool things with the Insta360 Ace Pro. The Sony FDR is just stable. The battery life is crap on the Sony FDR X3000 compared to the Ace Pro, but it's 7 years different, 8 years different, so of course it's a better camera. It should be, but and it's much bigger sensor too. Stabilization is electronic on the Ace Pro, and it's optical stabilization on the Sony FDR. So what do you think sitting down talking to the camera? Is there a massive difference? I really hope so. I really hope that the image looks decent on the Sony FDR, because you have no idea. So let's do some clips, me walking, and just see how it is. And remember, this day isn't a great day for recording with cameras like this. The colors are boring, the sun is low in the sky, it's a lot of shadow, no colors. Yeah, winter is pretty crap. But all the snow is gone, but it's minus 6 degrees now. So it's getting colder and colder. So let's do some fun stuff. Yeah, tell me what you think, and of course give me a thumb up if you enjoy my video. I really hope you do. and subscribe. I'm getting close to 4,000 watch hours. I almost have 12,000 subscribers, but I'm struggling to get to watch hours, so I need to step up the game a little bit. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.